Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. You guys, we're talking Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, Season 1, Episode 3, Girlfriend Interrupted. I'm so excited to be here. I really am. You guys have been on fire with your comments lately and the enthusiasm, and I feel the same way. I'm actually really enjoying this series. I was kind of like, oh gosh, I don't know about this, but I'm loving it. And it's not even that it's the greatest show. I just like that the energy is different. I like that the dynamics are different. I cannot believe I'm about to say I like Kenya. I never cared for Kenya before, but I do. I like her on this show. I love that she's verbally slapping Ramona around, putting her in her place. And I don't know, I'm just really enjoying her. And she kind of became the voice of reason. I always liked Cynthia, but we'll talk about it. This episode kind of bummed me out for her. So let's talk about that. Before I get into it, you guys, I've been kind of kicking around an idea. I was thinking about doing like a Q&A. So if you guys are interested, I will A, your cues. No, seriously, if you guys want to do something like that, I'm down. It just kind of hit me like, you guys have been so amazing and so supportive, and I love you all dearly. And I mean that, not even in a cheesy way. I truly do. I couldn't do this without you. My channel has been really growing lately, and it's because of you guys and your support. And I was trying to think of a cool way to like interact more. So how about a Q&A? So if you're into the idea, let me know. I don't know how to get your cues to my A. So how about in the comments in the next couple of videos? If you think of a question, let me know. I'll keep a list going. And then eventually, I'd say in the next, week or two or whatever, maybe I can come out with a question and answer. So if that's something you're into, if not, we'll move on. No biggie. I get it. The housewives are way more interesting than I am. But I don't know. I just wanted to put that out there. Okay, let's get into the episode. There were so many funny moments in this episode. I actually found myself laughing pretty hard. Kyle says Ramona doesn't care about volleyball. She has other balls on her mind, which was pretty funny. Ramona to camera says, listen, Kenya can't even keep her husband. I was married 20 years. She was married, what do you call it? Flippity flop? She's trying to say a hot second. I mean, Ramona is such a shithead, isn't she? Ramona says, I was just asking the question. I didn't know it would start Third World 2. Again, we all mess up saying things, me especially, but good God, Ramona, like you were just calling Teresa an idiot, and now you're saying Third World 2. It just all struck me really funny. Okay, so they're horseback riding, and they're they're riding on the beach. Lou's galloping ahead, of course. Her hat falls off. Where did her hat go? That really bothered me. It fell into the water. Who goes to get that? They were talking about the horses pooping in the water. You know the girls aren't going down to get that. What poor PA or whatever had to go get her hat? That's where my brain got stuck. It's a day 3, right? The night before with Cynthia's dinner. Cynthia's still upset. Let me just tell you, I like Cynthia, right? She seems like a sweet girl. She seems very woman. She's amazing. She's down to earth. She's gorgeous. She's very smart. I really like her. I've always liked her. She's bugging me right now, and that stinks because I really want to like her. I don't like it when I'm wrong. I'm wrong a lot, but I don't like it. It just all has to do with that game the night before. She's mad because Kyle wanted to change up the game because she didn't want to vote who's prettiest. And I think Kyle took it too seriously, but I get what Kyle's saying. You don't want to say that. What are we doing? We're all gorgeous. Let's move on. She is mad at Kenya, and I get why she's mad at Kenya. I'd be pissed too. Kenya showed up an hour late. She showed up, made everybody wait. Nobody ate. She showed up with a plate of food. I mean, it was just very disrespectful. So I get why she's mad, but I don't know what to tell her. I just want to tell her, like, you got to kind of move on from this. She's holding these grudges. I don't know. I play both sides here. I get why she'd be mad. I'd be pissed, but you kind of got to let it go and move on, right? Like, she was just mad the whole episode, and that sucks because I like I just like her. I don't need to see her mad. Kenya, my MVP so far this season, poor thing is really going through a lot. She explains that she had to be on virtual court, and it sucks. I don't know what to say. It's just awful. She's going through this divorce, and it's just, okay, so she says that it has to be on YouTube to everybody. I cannot believe I know this, but I know this from watching that damn court TV, and if you don't know what I'm talking about with that, I did a recap of it. It's wild. They explained on there that because of our crazy-ass laws, things have to be public, and so because things are not open to the public because of COVID, they end up having to show it on YouTube to make it a public. Am I saying that right? You guys can correct me, but you get what I'm saying. Like, it has to be public legally, and so that's their way of doing that. So it's all spread out. I didn't even think about, here I am watching people jump up and punch judges and stuff on court TV, court cam. That's what it's called. What did I say before? Court cam. But so I'm watching the fun stuff, not even thinking about, oh my God, she has to share all her personal, intimate, marital details and salary details and details about her daughter. I got to find a new word for sucks, because that sucks. That's terrible. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. So she leaves for a minute, catches her breath. She comes back. Kyle asks her how long she was married. It was 4 years in June. You guys, time is insane, right? I know I sound like I'm 1,000, but seriously, what the hell? How's it 4 years? They've been separated for over a year. She said she has not dated or have sex in over a year. They ask him if he's been dating, and she's just kind of alludes to, yeah. They talk about naked pictures that each one of them had been sent. How funny is that? I never even thought about that aspect of it. I'm sure you get all kinds of weirdos as a housewife, but I didn't even think about people sending them naked pictures. Kyle always loves to talk about the naked pictures that Mauricio gets sent. It's like, okay, we get it. Your husband's hot. You don't have to remind us. Can you send us naked pictures of him, though? Okay. They bring up Bolo, the stripper at Cynthia's bachelorette party, and apparently there's a video of him having relations with a cantaloupe. I need to look that up. No, I would never do that. If my husband's listening, I would never do that. Ramona says, I'm not a prude, but I don't want to talk about sex and body parts. Excuse me, but didn't you show your naked body in the first 2 episodes, and didn't you show your tits like 15 times in this episode? Yeah? Okay, that's what I thought. What are you talking about? Like, Kenya even calls her out on it later in the episode. Like, how are you going to play coy right now when we've seen you all? She I don't know. We all know she gets I'm tapping my head. I don't know the word. She gets nuts for the D. I don't know what to say. She does. She loses her damn mind like a high schooler, like she's never had D before. There you go. Ew. Yes, I do have this picture up here on purpose. We find out it's going to be a spa day. It's going to be, they're going to do seaweed wraps and pedicures and stuff like that. Luann says, Michael's cute. I can tell someone likes to flirt with me. That's my Lou impression. The day before, he and Lou spoke French, and they find out he's married. Wah, wah, wah. She said, he's married, but he's not dead, so he can flirt. Okay. Yikes. Isn't that what happened with Tom? Kenya tells Kyle and Melissa about Cynthia and saying that she's mad at them. Kenya throws out the theory that maybe Cynthia's jealous, and oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I think she's right. She's right. She seems to be jealous. I hate using that word, but it seems like she's jealous. I don't know. It's strange. I can justify Cynthia being mad at Kenya for her behavior the night before, but it is looking like maybe it's a jealousy thing. I'm curious. Ramona is in heat, right? Because a guy is near her. John's there to teach her how to play volleyball. The guy from the restaurant, he brought a couple of friends, and Ramona's like, just being Ramona. She says she's playing damsel in distress. You know how cool she can play it. Not so much. Lou arrives, and she used to play growing up, so I'm getting ready to laugh because I'm thinking, oh, she's going to steal the show. No, not producers. The editors, you guys, I love them. They inserted that footage of her getting nailed in the face by a volleyball. What was it? I don't. Last season, 2 seasons ago, whenever that was. It was so funny. Okay, so think Top Gun volleyball montage. They're playing volleyball. Kelly says Ramona doesn't care about volleyball. not Kelly, what am I saying? Kyle says Ramona doesn't care about volleyball. She has other balls on her mind. And I love that. Cocktails arrive. Ramona spills a drink on the dog. Can we just talk about even that is obnoxious? She spills a drink on the dog. The dog licks it up. So, at least the dog was happy. Tonight is Kyle's dinner. They're going to go to some fancy resort, and they're going to bring in an astrologer. They're going to get massages first. Cynthia says, can we talk to Kenya? So, how that goes. Kenya makes the funniest face. She rolls her eyes. She's like, fine. So they go for a walk and they talk. Okay, this is where Cynthia lost me. She was just talking about all the things that irritated her, but she didn't so much focus on the things that she should have been irritated about, the lateness. It was more about, you changed the rules of my game over and over, and I changed them, and I thought you were my inner circle. You should have been more supportive. I get what she was saying, but again, it kind of got lost, and it's just like, this is day 3. Can we just lighten up a little bit and just have fun? Kenya just seems to think that Cynthia's looking for a fight, and she may be right. John and the guys leave. We find out before they leave, the group's gonna be having dinner at their house at John's house in a couple of nights. Ramona's asking for a bonfire because everything she does is high maintenance. Melissa sings "Money Can't Buy You" class to the Countess, and it was pretty funny. The girls have lunch. Lou asks Ramona, "What's going on with John? Have you made your move?" And Ramona is playing coquettish and says, "Everything in slow time. It's starting with a friendship." And Kenya, again, this is why I love Kenya, says, "Who are you trying to fool? You're aggressive." She's saying this to camera. Unfortunately, I wish she had said it right to Ramona. Ramona is aggressive. She's playing shy and coy, and it's an act. Lou says maybe he likes 20-somethings. Kenya says maybe he likes chocolate. Ramona, to camera, has the shittiest line where she says, she's just jealous. She says, Kenya can't keep her husband. I was married for 20 years. She was married, what do you call it? Flippity flop, a hot second? You talk about a shitty ass line. It's that right there. What a horrible thing to say. Cynthia asked about the astrologer tonight because remember Kyle's arranging that. You know what I thought was going to happen? I thought she would find a way to make the rules change like Kyle did on her night. I was just trying to think, how will she do that? But that's not what happened. So Kyle, the camera, reveals she had one tell her she was going to be on a reality show. So she believes in them. Then there's a flashback to dinner party from hell from that crazy ass, what was her name? Allison Dubois. Smoking at the table or vaping at the table before it was a thing and telling her that her husband will never satisfy her. Then, you guys, it's Teresa versus Melissa, and this is honestly one of the several reasons I quit watching Jersey. They're just annoying. I find them very annoying. I've liked Melissa more on this trip, but I find Teresa incredibly annoying. And I know some people love Teresa. It's totally cool. You do you. I don't get it. Teresa says that Andy called her about Melissa being on the show, and Melissa's like, yeah, see, you knew I was coming on. He called you. It goes back and forth. Teresa tried to say that Melissa was DMing him, and Melissa's like, I never DM'd him. Again, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? They're both on the show. Ramona pipes up and says, I was just asking the question. I didn't know it would start Third World 2. And I'm emphasizing that because the producer even asked her, what the hell are you trying to say? Third World 2. Not World War II, Third World 2. Again, I point this out because she made such a big deal about calling Teresa a scarecrow with no brain. Pot? Kettle? Anybody? So the ladies get massages, and they're giving these small undies that look like face masks. I didn't understand what that was about. Can't they just go bathing suit bottoms under? Whatever, who cares? Lou's swinging around her boobs and saying, I think Michael likes me. Okay, so they end up going out to dinner. Oh, P.S. Cynthia was making sex noises. It was really funny. They go out to dinner, and they're getting photos made, right? And of course, Ramona has to be an asshole. The general manager is taking pictures. Ramona's ordering him around, and he says, by the way, I'm the general manager. Don't boss me around. And Kenya thanks him and says, listen, B, he's not the help. Kyle apologizes to him on behalf of Ramona and says she can be bossy. She's the worst. Then, you guys, I died. The astrologer arrived, and I need to spend about 14 hours researching this woman. I want to start with makeup tips. What's happening with the blue eyeshadow? And tell me about the statement necklace. So much turquoise. I need to know everything. But seriously, you guys, as soon as this lady arrives, Melissa tells the astrologer, you look like the lady in the movie. And they're like, who could she mean? And they're trying to guess. And she's giving clues based on the eyeshadow and stuff. You guys, she called the woman Cruella de Vil. I seriously rewound it 14 times and could not stop laughing at my TV. I'm laughing now even talking about it. She told her she looked like Cruella de Vil. I'm dying over this, Cruella de Vil. Kenya says it's shady. She's like, no. And then to camera, Kenya says, it's shady, a very famous, crazy-looking villain. She's basically, Melissa's telling her she looks like a very famous, crazy-looking villain. And she said, you better be careful because this woman will put a curse on you. And I say, yeah. Or hide the dog that got alcohol spilled on it earlier because, good Lord, she'll make a coat out of it. Okay, let me just start off by saying, believe what you want to believe. You know, I'm all for it. Whatever you want to do that makes you happy, cool. I personally would be Kenya in this scene. I would not be able to take it seriously. I would look at her crazy, and I would probably laugh my way. The whole thing, I would be laughing my ass off. I mean, it's about quote-unquote past lives. Again, if you believe that, totally cool with me. I don't know that this woman knows what we all did in our past lives. Kyle is like hook, line, and sinker for this because they're telling her she used to be a man in the past life. She was a general, and she's like, oh my God, I was told that before. Okay. I guess if you go to enough people and you hear something that you like and you hear it again, then you can believe it, right? Because that's how that works. Melissa was married to a commoner. Cynthia was a visionary. Teresa was a very seductive dancer, to which Melissa made a joke about, well, she always told me I was an exotic dancer. Ramona supposedly was a queen. I'm going to barf on my keyboard. Kenya was the funniest one. So she was supposed to be a shaman, and the reason it was so funny is because she said, lady, please try again. They talk about her challenging childhood. I mean, you can find that out with Google, and yeah, okay. That's my thoughts on that. Kenya talks about her pageant days. This is where we see Cynthia trying to get a word in, and they had an interruption counter, and that part really struck me funny, because every time Cynthia would try to get a sentence out, Kenya would cut her off. This is where Kenya would make me nuts. I can't handle it. Even if you don't care what Cynthia's saying, you just got to let her get her sentence out. She was just trying to tell you about to be a judge in a pageant, and Kenya interrupted her. I think they got up to 7 times on the counter, and every time Kenya would cut her off. It was shady. It was shitty. All right, moving on. So that was it for the dinner, and then we get to the Housewives After Dark. This is the thing they keep showing us at the end of every episode when they come home drunk. Kyle wants to party. Cynthia says sometimes you gotta let the party end. Let's all go to bed. Ramona is in her, I sound like I'm 1,000. What do you call it? Nighty, teddy, whatever. This outfit again. Boobs out. Again, she's shy about body parts, you guys. They had to blur her nip through a lot of this scene. But she's shy about body parts. They're FaceTiming Mauricio and his friend and asking how to make margaritas. I think he says, just mix that shit. Kyle says, you know what we call girls who do this? And what she means is be boring, the ones that went to bed. We call them, in Beverly Hills, we call them ex-housewives. And you know what made me laugh? You know who the most boring one was? Was your pal Teddy. Bye-bye, Teddy. So I found it very funny that she made that joke, because all I could think is, bye-bye, boring Teddy. That was it for the episode, guys. I'm here for it. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. You guys have been so awesome in the comments. Again, keep bringing those on. Love to read your thoughts. Even if it's different than mine, just tell me. I want to know. Thank you guys so much for watching. So that was the first 3 episodes that they dropped immediately. I think episode 4 comes out next week, which will be I keep bringing up Thanksgiving, but it's the day before Thanksgiving, or the day of Thanksgiving. I think it comes out on Thursday. I don't know. If it's on Thanksgiving, I won't be able to do it then, or even if it's around it. So I'll cover it soon after, maybe the weekend after. I'll try to get one out. So I probably won't be here much next week because of Thanksgiving. I did pre-record an episode just where I talk about, like, what is it, Christmas markets around the world and Europe. I'm dying to go to one. So stay tuned for that if that's your thing. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you are interested in sending me a question, comment down below. Or you can tweet me or you can DM me at my Twitter handle at Real Recaps. But thank you guys so much for everything. Take care of yourselves. Stay healthy and safe. And I will talk to you guys again soon. Bye-bye.